on to y'all? How y'all doing? So you have the two of Michael, the new beginnings, and then you also have the four of Raphael. Excuse me. So what's going on here for y'all is so you are actually being the bigger person and being like, okay, two of Michael, new beginnings, four of Raphael. You're tired of clashing with this person or clashing about things with this person, right? Having to go back and forth with this individual. So a lot of you are choosing not to go back and forth with them. And you're done. You're like, it is what it is. You know, they can go back and forth with you if they want to, but you're not going to go back and forth with them. Meaning that they could be upset with you, but y'all are not going to be upset with them. You're moving forward. Again, y'all are really seeing how sensitive a lot of people can be, to the point where they don't really know how to let things go even when they really should. And so the eight of Michael and the seven of Gabriel right here is about a lot of you looking at the bigger picture, and you understand that there are more important things. So you've been handling your business even though this individual has been essentially on your case, being quite upset with y'all. The problem is not with you. The problem essentially is with them. Because for you, you're in a space where y'all ultimately, you're handling your business. The problem, like I said, the problem is not with you. Y'all are handling your responsibilities on time. The situation is with this other person. So some of you could be like in and out of a relationship between yourselves and this person, going back and forth with this person. This person doesn't want to, this person doesn't want to ultimately really let you go. And so what's happening here is that they always come up with an issue or a reason to have a problem with you no matter what. And it looks stupid because all it is that y'all are doing maybe is just handling your business by focusing on yourselves. When you focus on yourself, all you have to think about is yourself and your own personal responsibilities. And that's essentially what y'all been doing. Y'all been focusing on yourselves, but this person is focusing on you because they're always jumping down your throat. They're always on your case. They're always mad at you. And so the situation with that is the seven of Gabriel right here now. The seven of Gabriel right here now is a specific space where, this is something that they can't really understand about you. Why is it? Because to them it looks weird to them, because for you, you're not arguing, you're not going back and forth, you're not engaging in the nonsense. Y'all are just handling y'all business, regardless of how much this person is talking and being upset or trying to bicker and go back and forth with y'all. Y'all are not doing it. Y'all are just moving through your own timeline, doing what it is that y'all got to do to get your situation fixed. Me and a person used to beef with one another. The same person that I told y'all that tried to jump me for my PlayStation 2, long story, and for all those who didn't hear about it, though that same person, everybody's telling me to chill when I used to spaz out on that person. Everybody's telling me to chill, but then at the same time, this person is skateboarding around my building to see if they would see me. They never did any of that before. They don't have a history of doing that. Now all of a sudden they skateboarding in front of the around my building. I come outside, I go to the lobby or the ground floor, I come outside of my building, all I see is them skateboarding in front of my building. Like, so the point that I'm trying to make here is that's an example of them beefing with that, them beefing with you, but you don't beef with them, right? And that's the thing. Like, they should have thought about that. That's what happens when you move on with the rest of your life and you don't care to go back and forth with an individual. They don't like it. And so the decision, the high priestess, and the solutions represent how. And so because of that, the decision is that you're not giving them any attention. You've already made your decision. Moving forward, you are not connected to them anymore And the high priestess, hey, the solutions, your cup runneth over. You're good. So this is something that you are gonna understand, right? Three major arcana back to back, no less, only more, is that you understand that you have a forever stalker, a person that is gonna follow you around and stalk you the best that they could for the rest of your life, basically. Um, I have one of those. I have a couple of those. Actually, I have, I have, I don't know exactly the exact number, but I have a few of forever stalkers where they, one in particular that I met when I was 16, going to be 34 this year, and they haven't stopped stalking. I just saw them actually last week, Monday. I just saw them last week, or this week, or last week, or whatever. But I just saw them last week or Monday, and yeah, saw them with my dog, and I was like, my dog's over there, but I saw them with my dog Amy, and I was like, there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. Maybe I should hide behind these trash cans. And I just it was like, maybe if I stand still, maybe they'll think of me as being a statue, or maybe they won't see me out the corner of their eye or even look. Maybe I'll just blend in with the crowd. So I'm like, so I'm over there with my dog Amy. My dog is using the bathroom, moving around. I love her. But I'm like this. Anyway, so you got to understand that you have a forever stalker. And so the Three of Michael and the King of Ariel represent how it's, because that's the case. This puts you in a whole different mind state, because now you can forever do what you need to do and not ever have to worry about them ever again. You understand, like, oh, okay, this is just regular average Joe. This person is a forever stalker. They're forever gonna do this. That's what they're gonna do. So there's no point really being in a situation where you get too frustrated. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're forever gonna stalk you. You just need to handle your business and make sure that you good. Don't worry about them. They're forever gonna stalk you. Don't even, a lot of us have, like I said, like myself, we have forever stalkers. You could put them in jail, you could put them in prison. Don't matter. What are they gonna do? They're gonna get out and they're gonna stalk you. You know what I'm saying? If you approach them, they'll act like they don't know what you're talking about. Forever stalkers. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't waste y'all time. If a person can stalk you for almost 20 years. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the High Priestess. Let's clarify the whole line of purple. Let's clarify the decision first, which is your opposite sign in Capricorn. The Queen of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the King of Cups, and then the Two of Swords. Right. It's what these cards are basically talking about is the stupidity and the irony of other people trying to make you feel small, but then they're forever stalkers. They stalk you. Every time they get a chance and an opportunity, that's what they're going to do. They're stalking you. They're in your business. They're paying attention to you. Don't trip. Millions of people get stalked every single day. You're not alone. Okay? But it's ironic. It's stupid because with all of this trying to put y'all down, but then at the same time they stalking you. So the thing is that the King of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and the same thing, the same 5 cards, right? So there's a relationship there, obviously. The relationship is You and this person could have been married, could have been real tight like glue, could even be family, regardless of the who or the what. I don't really think it's family. I think it's somebody that you had some sort of romantic interest in at one point. I don't really think it's family acting like that. But I do see that it's an individual that, you had really close bonds with. But again, it's not family. It's not family. Nah, it's not family. It's not people you're genetically related to. And so you're doing your thing and they're forever going to stalk you. The King of Cups and the Two of Swords, they don't want to admit that that's what they're doing. They don't want to admit that's what it means. Usually the people who stalk you don't want to admit that they love you. Usually don't want to admit that they love you or they are in love with you. And again, the love manifests in very weird ways. This is another reason too why it is I say that, love can either be an angel on your shoulder or not. For real. Because these are some of the weird ways that love can manifest themselves. But this is what happens when a person is in denial about love and the ego gets in the way. It manifests in very odd ways. It's like romantic fun. How romantic fun can end up, if you bottle it up, it can end up manifesting itself in different ways. Right? So a person has to be careful about how it's manifesting itself. Same thing when it comes to the aspect of love. Everybody, well, not over here, but a lot of people are trying to act like, oh, love doesn't exist, blah, whatever. Then but then these same people who are deny that they're in love with you, they're stalking you. So it's like they're not really paying attention to the fact that on the one hand, they're saying that they're not into you or they're acting like it if and when they have you, but then they stalk you. So it's like, what is there's a lot of duplicity here, a lot of stuff that really ain't making sense because they're saying one thing and then they're doing the other thing and then they're doing something else. It's like, what is going on? And part of the reason what's going on is the fact that they are not accepting what this thing actually means. The best way to legitimately resolve that is to accept it for what it is and then work it work it through. That's not what they're doing. And this is why they're getting caught up with this is why it is that they're getting caught up with the stalking, because now it's like they don't want to accept what that means. This is what's getting them messed up. But I'm explaining that to you. But for you, y'all are living y'all lives well. You're free from that type of ball and chain because y'all have worked out y'all issues. And now, granted, everybody gonna have some form of baggage. But there are people who are more healed than others, right? The people who can't communicate, they end up getting scared or super shy and this, that, and the third, and whatever the case may be. Those are people who have been essentially devalued, to the point where they don't know how to function. So certain things that naturally would come to you if you weren't accumulating all that dysfunction would have been natural. That's not what it is that they're going through. They're going through a situation where they don't really know. What's up, baby? That's my dog over there. Look at that. Look at that. I almost have all the money for her surgery. I am going to help her out, like I said. Right, baby? Why are you looking at me like that? Love you. And that's what it is that they're going through. Let's clarify the High Priestess real quickly. I just had to explain that and break that down, that the irony of it is that even though people try to act like love doesn't exist and try to even embarrass people who embrace that, the irony of it is that everybody wants it and that it manifests itself in very powerful and odd and peculiar and abnormal ways, if not actually realized, fessed up to, and managed. That's the irony of it. So then to clarify the high priestess, the seven of pentacles, the knight of pentacles, the three of pentacles, the king of pentacles, the knight of swords. So again, practicality, right? Practicality. They are completely void of practicality. They don't want to accept that they're in love with you. They don't want to accept that they had a relationship with you. And it could have been better, but they didn't want to do what was necessary or do what was right and actually do it. So now it's their fault. They don't want to accept responsibility and accountability for it. The King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. And so now that it got them stalking you. Even though they can't touch you, even though they're not going to touch you, y'all are out here doing y'all thing. Y'all, like, you know, again, the diner, you know, I forgot the name of the person, but the diner, you know, the song, do 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 do. So it's basically the premise of the song is just living your life. It's not anything in particular, just an average every day of what it's like to be you. And y'all are doing it well, while other people struggling because they haven't worked out their emotional issues, but y'all have. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Peace.